Hello guys, you're welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how to cut and sew a basket gown. You want to make a basket gown, you can use basket to make a jumpsuit whatsoever. But in this particular tutorial, I'll be showing you how I cut this beautiful basket gown you are watching on the screen right now. I'll be showing you how I cut it, and I'll be showing you part of how I sew it in this particular tutorial. So if you are interested in this kind of tutorial, kindly stay back and watch this tutorial with me from beginning to the end. So let's get into the tutorial. Here is my pattern paper. Now you need pattern paper for this basket gown, because it is on top of your pattern paper that you are going to make all these stitches and stuff like that. So here is my pattern paper. I already folded just the normal pattern paper, the normal one in the market, not the bigger size of it. No, this is the normal one in the market. So I just fold it into two. I don't have plenty of the white, so that's why I use one white and one brown paper. I just make use of what I have with me. And this, I just mark out my margin line. That's my margin line is going to be where all the measurements we start taking. So first thing you need to do is to take out your shoulder measurements plus sewing allowance. Then you are going to repeat the same thing as the bust line as well. Just your normal way you always cut your dress. But in case you are a beginner, then I'm going to explain this better because of the beginners that is watching this tutorial right now. So this is what we have. All you need to do is so everything we have here is 7.5. Fold your tape roll, fold your measuring tape into two like this, just the way I do it, and mark it out. Then from here, mark ½ inch inward, just the way I did it now. Mark out ½ inch inward and take your French cuff to just do your armhole circumference. Yes, if you don't have a French cuff, you don't need to bother yourself. You can just use your free hand to do that. But if you have your French cuff, then you are good to go. Just follow this and you are very good to go. So after you are done with your armhole circumference, then the next thing you need to work with is your bust measurement plus 1 inches. Please don't add 2 inches, except if you want it to be free. In this sense now, I just use plus 1 inches on all my measurements. Then I mark out my half length. Then from my half length, I mark out 7 inches for my hip line. If you are very tall, like if you are very tall, if your length measurement is 60, then you can use 8 inches for your hip line measurement. From your waistline to your hip line, if you are very tall, from 60 inches above, you can use 8. But in this sense, I use 7 because I'm not that tall. So I mark out my waistline, which is 28 divided by 4. That's 7. Plus 1 inches. Then my hip measurement is 37 plus 1 inches. So I just add 1 inches to all the measurements. So all you need to do is to connect your line from the hip line, connect it to the bust line. So this one that I mark out now is plus the sewing allowance. This is plus the sewing allowance. So let me mark out the normal body measurement. Let me mark it out so you should be able to. So that I hope you are getting it. If there's anything you don't understand in this tutorial, leave your comment in the comment section and I promise to answer you. So after you are done with that, so I'm going to measure out everything plus the sewing allowance. What do I have here? At the hip line, I have 10.5. Then I'll come down, I'll mark out the 10.5. You don't mark out the 10.5. What you have at the hip line, mark it out just the way I did it. Don't add anything to it so that the down part will not be too big, so it will be fitted and okay. So I'm going to use my hand just to connect this line. Just going to mark out a straight line like this at this part. So after you are done with this, now before I cut it out, I'm going to measure out the length measurements. What is the length you are working with? So the length I have here on the white is enough for me. So I have 35.5 is there. 35.5, so it's enough for what I want to sew. So I'm going to cut the brown paper at the down part. I'm going to cut it out because the front and the back supposed to be the same length. So that is that about that. Now this margin line, don't cut it out. This our margin line on the paper, don't cut it out. You will need it, you will still need it, so I will advise not to cut it out. Just cut out your pattern paper just the way you mark it, cut it out. Then we move to the next step immediately. So this is it. This is what we have. This is what we have here right now. And this is the brown paper as well. So I'm going to be using the brown paper for the back. And for this basket gown, you don't need zip allowance. You can see I don't add any zip allowance to it. You don't need any zip allowance because you are not fixing zip. So what we need to do now, so I will start to like mark out. So it is what I'm going to draw out that I'm going to follow by the time I start fixing my fabric on this paper. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to measure out the ruler. Let me measure out the ruler. Let's see how many inches is the ruler. So here we have 1 inches on the ruler. So what we are going to do, since we are and I'm going to be using that 1 inches for my measurement, so no need of. So I'll just let me just mark, connect this. This is the margin line. Just leave that aside. Then I'll start marking out the 1 inches, one after the other. I'm just trying to change my hand because I think this is the hand I'm using. So that's why I just changed the hand. So you start marking it out from this place till down. Just place your ruler just the way I'm doing it, from here till down. That's how you're going to do it. It's not that hard, it's very simple. So that's how you're going to do that. So this is how you're going to continue to do it till you finish it. So if today is the first time of watching my channel, you're welcome, and if you're a return subscriber, you're welcome as well. So if today is the first time of watching my channel, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and please don't forget to like this video so that YouTube will be able to show it to more people. By the time you like the video, you comment, YouTube will be able to like show more people that the tutorial is nice. You understand? Thank you. So this is it. That's the first step. This is the first step. Now to the second step. Now this ruler, this long ruler, is also 1 inches. So all you need to do is to place this long ruler just the way I'm doing it. This is how you're going to rule every damn thing from beginning to the end of it, just the way I'm doing it. This is how you're going to rule everything. So after you are done ruling it, then the next thing we need to do is to start fixing it. Super easy. Super easy. Just take your time to draw out your lines, and this is it after I'm done drawing the line. So I'm going to repeat the same thing for the brown paper as well. This is the brown paper. I'm done drawing that as well. So we are done with our sketching and stuff like that. So the next thing we are going to do now is to let's cut out the fabric first. Here is the fabric we are going to be using for this tutorial. This is pieces of Ankara. It's not like I use 4 yards or 3 yards of Ankara. I just pick out some pieces that I have in my my office. I just pick out some pieces of Ankara that I use and remain. Some half yard, some just pieces, while some half yard in quarter. So what I did was that I'm going to cut out 1 inches. That is what I cut out. Cut out 1 inches. So I will advise you that when you want to make your own, cut 1 inch and quarter, not 1.5 inches. Cut 1 inch and quarter so that it will be very easy for you to fold. So that it will be very easy for you to fold. So you're going to cut this as many as possible. You're going to cut this plenty because you will need plenty of it to make just that short gown. You will need plenty of it. So you're going to cut that, and after you cut it, then we move to the machine and start sewing it one after the other. I hope you are getting it, my lovely people. Okay. So here is the rope. Just take it to the machine and just normal rope. Just fold it like you're sewing normal rope of a thing. There's nothing special about this one. Just like you're sewing your normal rope. So just sew everything down before you start to fix it on the paper. So now to fix it on the paper, depending on your choice, there is no special way to fix it on the paper. You can decide to start on the horizontal line, and you can decide to start it at the vertical line. But as for me, I'm going to start on the vertical line, then I will end it on the horizontal line. So this is what you're going to do. What I did was that I pick one Ankara. I pick each Ankara to sew 3 lines. Then I'm going to change it, use another Ankara, another type of Ankara. Not like I'm going to use one type of Ankara to sew it down. No, I'll use one pieces of Ankara to sew 3 lines. I'll use another Ankara to sew 3 lines. I'll use another one to sew 3 lines. I'll use another one to sew 2 lines, just to mix it up. You understand? So that is what I did, and this is it. Just place it. You know, I said it that we are going to leave our margin line. So that's where you're going to start from. Start on top of that your margin line. That's where you're going to start your stitches. So let's see how it goes. So that is how you're going to repeat it one after the other, just the way I'm doing it, till you finish the first step before you move to the second step. This is how you're going to continue sewing it one after the other. I hope you are getting it. Okay. So this is it. We are done with the first step. This is what I have with the first step. This is it. Can you see it? So the next thing we are going to do now is to start the second step, which is the second line. So that one is going to be on a straight line. So we are going to start with that now. So let's start with that and see how it goes. And this is it after we are done with everything, both the front and the back. I'm done with it. I'm done with the front and back, and this is what I have. So now after you are done fixing it like this, the next thing we are going to do is to now cut out the neckline and cut out the shape that you want for your basket. So let's cut out the neckline and see how it goes. So after arranging it like this, the next thing we are going to do is to now cut out the neckline. So here is the front and this is the back, which is the brown paper. So I'm going to measure out the neckline. So I'll be using three. Yes, I'll be using 3 for both. That is for the back and front. Then for the back neckline, 3 by 1. Can you see that? This 3 by 1 is for the back neckline. 3 by 1 for the back neckline. And for the shoulder slope, if you remember when we cut the paper earlier, we don't do the shoulder slope because since we are not done with it, so we are going to do that here right now. So let's cut this out. And when you are cutting it, we are going to like cut it together. We are cutting the front and the back together right now before we now cut the front again. So I'm cutting it together here. I'll be cutting it together. Can you see? I'm cutting it together. I'm cutting both together. And now we are going to cut out our shoulder slope as well. So after we are done with this, I'm going to remove the back. Yes, I'm going to remove the back from here. Let's just pull out the back aside. Then we are going to now cut out the front neckline again. So I'm going to, I just mark it like this, but I'm going to show you. Just mark it like this. So let's now measure it. Before I cut it, wait, don't cut it yet. Drop your scissors and measure it out. So here we have 7. So the shaping, it's going to stop at 7. If you want your own to be open, to be more open than my own, you can use any figure of your choice. So I just use 7. So I'm just going to cut it out just the way I'm cutting it. So after cutting it, so you're going to cut it out till down. Yes, you're going to cut it out down. If you are making it the same way I make my own, this is how you're going to go about it. It's very so simple. In this one, there is no sleeve. I don't put any sleeve. So just the basket of a thing. So this is after you cut it finish, this is what you are going to have. This is what you're going to have. This is what you're going to have. So I'll be showing you how to join it. It's super easy. Just place it on the shoulder, join the shoulder, join both shoulder, and join the body with half of an inch. Yes, just join the body with half of an inch and do the finishing. But I'm going to post out how to join it and how to do the finishing in the part 2 of this tutorial. I'm going to do a tutorial of how to join it, so you can check back on the same my channel here. You are going to see the part 2 here, because I'll definitely post the part 2 of it, how I join it and how I do the finishing. After much work, this is the final look of our basket gown. This is the final look of basket gown. It's very simple and it's beautiful. So thank you guys for watching the channel. God bless you. See you guys in my next tutorial. Bye.